Welcome back. In my previous video, I played some of the new bots that chess.com puts out every month. But while I was doing that, I noticed that they had some other new bots and I decided to play those today. These are the NFL Films Presents, the ... I don't know what the rest of that says. But they have 4 bots here that are apparently based on NFL players. Justin Reid, rated 1300, Larry Fitzgerald Jr., rated 1250, Drew Tranquil, rated 1300, and another one rated 1400. So I don't know why I shouldn't play those also. Although with 13 and 1400 rated bots, I do sometimes have trouble, but I'm going to let the computer choose the colors and just start with Justin Reid, and let's see how this goes. I know some people say that playing bots is not good for your chess development, but sometimes they play a lot like humans and make blunders a lot like humans. Other times their blunders are obvious, and sometimes it's hard for me to tell the difference. Either way, it takes away the pressure because my rating isn't on the line. I think I can just take that. In fact, I think I need to take that, and then when they take back, I'll push this pawn here. I think I need to push the pawn because if I just go about my normal development, they can immediately threaten my knight. So I'm going to play my d-pawn forward. Now I don't even know if I want to fianchetto since the bishop wouldn't be really aiming at anything. But I can go ahead and get the knight out since they don't have an e-pawn now. And then should I put the dark squared bishop this way? Because normally in the English, you don't get to develop the dark squared bishop so soon. But right now I have a pretty decent opportunity to do so. So I think I'm going to do that. And then I'll develop the light squared bishop. Okay, they're coming for this pawn. Guess I can protect it with the queen. I'm going to have to develop my queen at some point anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. And then maybe play e3 here. Oh, they've immediately threatened my queen. Okay, I guess I should have seen that coming. And I don't think it makes sense to play e4 because they can just take. But then I could take with the knight, and that just would have been a pawn trade. I'm not sure. Or I guess I could just slide it over one and still be protecting the pawn, and my queen wouldn't be in danger anymore. That seems like a really good move, and it shows that my move wasn't probably that good. I thought about going to b3, but then they take and my pawns are doubled and isolated. So I think I will just move over one, and hopefully that's not horrible. Okay, now they've come after this bishop, which I can just drop back one. I guess that's okay. I'm just not sure. And now where are they going to go? They're going to do that. Okay, I wanted to get my light squared bishop out, so I think I'm going to do that this way. And now I can get rid of their light squared bishop, I guess. Where's that going? Or maybe they're just preparing to castle. I'm going to put my light squared bishop. Wait, if I put my light squared bishop there and they take and I take, then my h pawn is gone. So should I move the rook over one? No, because then their bishop will get it immediately. Well, let's put the light squared bishop on e2 then and prepare to castle. Depending on what they do. Oh, they're going to keep pushing the h-pawn. I can push the h-pawn, so that way if it comes any closer, I can just slide out of the way, I guess. I think that's all right. No, they did keep pushing it. Okay, well, I'm going to do what I said, which is slide this back here. Because they had 3 pieces protecting that pawn. Their knight, the bishop, and the rook, and I only had the 2 pieces attacking it. Okay, they have developed their last piece that needed to be developed. I'm not sure if I should castle or not, but you know what? I think I will. I don't know. I couldn't think of a really good reason not to. Okay, they have moved this rook over, lined up with my queen. I don't know if that's bad or not. I'm kind of thinking of just putting the queen back here, but I really don't know. And maybe it is time to push this pawn so that I don't have to worry about the queen defending it the whole time. I think that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to push this pawn so I don't have to worry about my queen defending it. Okay, they castled. Now I can put the bishop here, and maybe they want to trade off light squared bishops. Although, well, let's see. I have some pawns on light squares, defending light squares, and I have some pawns on dark squares. So I don't know if that's a good idea. They have a bunch of pawns on light squares, almost half, more than half of their pawns. I don't know, but that bishop's annoying because it's keeping my queen and rook from moving to this diagonal over here. So I'm going to go ahead and see if they want to trade the bishops. They did. Okay. I'm going to take it and move on from there. Okay. Which I can defend with the rook, even though it's already defended, but I might have to move my queen. Or I could just move it, but guess I could move it over there and then try to come in this way. No, because their knight's guarding that square, as is their bishop and their queen. But they'll have to move their queen, which they probably want to do anyway. Wait, if I put the knight over here on a4, they won't move the queen back because of where my bishop is. They won't move the queen here because of where my pawn and knight are. So I'm guessing they would put it on one of these 2 squares here, either a6 or b5, in which case I think I would just trade for it. We are equal in material, but I will feel more comfortable if their queen is off the board. So let's see if that's what they do. Oh, a5 is a place where they don't have to trade or worry about it in any way. That's an option. Well, Now I'm not sure what to do. What about pushing this pawn and making their bishop go back? Let's see about that. It went back there. Okay. Again, I kind of want to offer the queen trade. My knight would be protecting it there, but I don't know what else to do. I feel like this bot is playing really well. In fact, better than a lot of 1300 rated bots that I've played. Oh, they just moved over one. And I'm not sure what to do now. Now I could take this dark squared bishop down and threaten the rook, but then it just moves over and then bring it back? Or is it time to retreat the knight? Or is it time to line up a rook and try to go this way with this pawn? Maybe that's it. I don't know. Let's see what they have in store for me. I feel like this bot has not blundered yet. That is probably not great because it just blocked this bishop, but they still have the knight defending that pawn. But I don't know what that F6 move accomplishes. Should I start pushing this now? Well, I've got to do something, and I don't want the whole video to be just me wondering what to do. So I'm going to push. They didn't take. Okay. Well, I'm going to take that pawn, I guess, and I assume they'll take back with the rook. Let's do it. They did take with the rook. Okay. That bishop is defended but it's only defended by the knight, which is also defending this pawn. Is that a valid series of moves there? If I take this pawn first, which threatens their rook, that encourages them to take with their knight, and then I pick up the bishop with my rook, and I have a rook on the 7th. That seems okay. You know what? I like it. I'm going to try it. If nothing else, I should just get a pawn out of this deal. See if they took with the bishop. All right. So I just gave up a piece for nothing. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this 1300 rated bot seems to be better than I am. Okay, I'm going to push a pawn. I have no idea what to do, and I just gave up a piece for nothing. Looks like I will probably lose this game. Now my bishop is not pointed at anything, so I'm just going to keep pushing pawns and get that rook out of the way. I'm going to guess, but I could be way off. I'm going to guess that giving up my knight for that pawn will be the thing that lost me the game here. But again, could be way off. And I'm going to drop this knight back and maybe try to reroute it somewhere else. I don't know where exactly or how. Oh, that's probably aiming for this fork, isn't it? Yes, because their rook is guarding that square, so my queen couldn't take it, and then the rook would be hanging. And when I moved the rook, then they could trade the knight for the bishop. And since they're up a piece, trading would be good for them. I don't know how to stop that other than, okay, I could play f4 here, and then their rook would not be guarding that square. Maybe that's okay. Let's try that. Oh, they come forward here. Okay, I'm going to threaten their queen with this pawn, see if it'll move back. It did. And then when I take here, they're going to be able to take with check. Not sure what to do about that, other than let them take me. If they move forward, I can take, and then they'll take, and then I guess I could take with the knight or the queen. So I'm going to threaten this knight and see if it will move. It probably won't because I just realized it's defended by that bishop. Okay, I could take the pawn or I could take the queen, but since I am down 3 points of material, I think I should not take the pawn. If I take the pawn, then they pin me to the king and get my queen for the bishop. So I should trade queens now. Okay, let's do that. Now if I take the bishop with the rook and they take back, then I get the knight and one of the rooks. Did I calculate that correctly? And I'm down 3 points of material, but this should take me up 2 points of material, I think. Oh, they saved the knight. All right. And then get the rook for the bishop. Oh no, I can still get the knight, right? Still get the knight, and now they're only up 2 points of material. So I did make a little bit of an advance there. Oh wow! Now I'm down 3 points of material again. Oh my goodness! And the knight's hanging. If I move over to B1 to defend the knight, then they can go over there to aim at that pawn. So I think I have to defend the knight up here this way, so I can keep defending both pieces. And they're going to get the knight anyway. And it's too late to move this pawn because when I move the pawn, they're going to take here. I'm going to take here. They're going to take with check. And then my bishop won't be pointed at anything. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I have clearly lost this game. I don't know there's nothing I can do. I'm about to lose that. So I'm just going to push a pawn. They're going to take the knight and my rook here. Because, again, nothing I could have done about it. All right, I'm going to move my king up, I guess. And then play a pawn. Okay, I don't know why the rook moved down like that. Oh, they're going after that pawn. Well, good for them. Guess I can defend it. And then come this way and maybe, no, they're going to move that pawn now. Oh no, they took that pawn. Oh, and that pawn's defended. Well, starting the new year off, not very well. And that pawn, nothing I can do about that pawn either. Okay, I'm going to move up here. They're probably going to check me with that pawn? No, because then I would get this one. Not sure why they didn't take my g-pawn, but if I move it forward, they're just going to move forward, and nothing I can do about it. I don't think I can get that pawn. I can't come forward anymore with my king. You know what? Let's move that forward and see what they do. No, they did that. Okay, well, I can defend it this way. I guess push that forward to defend it too. Oh, okay. I'll take it. And then go back over here. And they checked me like I thought. I'm going to take this pawn. And this one, I guess. And this one. Wait, is the bot giving it back to me? No, they're still up 3 points of material. They're definitely not giving it back to me. Where's a safe place I can put that bishop? I need to protect this promotion square, I think. So I'm going to come back over here, I guess. Like so. And then I can always protect it this way. Oh, no, I just gave up that pawn, but they didn't take it. Okay. So, yeah, I think the bot has messed up a couple of times here. They're going to check me when they move their king. No, they're going to go that way to protect this pawn, maybe? I don't know what they're doing. I'm going to get that pawn. See what they do. They're going to let me have the pawn. And then I'm going to get out of the way of the pawn and start pushing this one, I think. Yeah, let's go. I think the bot might have given it to me. But we're about to find out. It's going to try to guard the promotion square, and then all I'll have is a bishop, so I would not be able to win at that point. I guess I can threaten the rook. I mean, they could sacrifice the rook for the pawn if they wanted to. Could aim at the pawn for a second. Well, that didn't help. I'm going to go back. And guess go here. I'm just going to try to keep my bishop pointed at their promotion square. Maybe here. Oh, they did give up the they did give up the rook for the pawn, so now it's going to be a draw. All right. Well, I'm going to push the bishop here and bring my king, and my bishop will continue guarding that promotion square, but I can't win now, and I don't think they can either. So I'm just going to go get the pawn, and then this will be an automatic draw. Okay. Well, I know that the bot was winning and then messed up at some point. I don't know exactly where I messed up, and I also don't know where the bot messed up. So this did not feel like playing a human at all to me. I felt like the bot played really strong until some point after I messed up. And I don't know where I messed up. But then at some point, the bot just made some egregious error. And I'm, again, not sure where it was, but it was clear that the bot had messed up because it should have been able to win that. I'm going to run the game review just to make this easier and find out what happened. I think that's being pretty generous, saying I played with 84% accuracy and, I played like a 2000. Yeah, I think that's being pretty generous. And it says here the bot did not make any blunders, but had 1 miss and 2 mistakes. And I had 1 miss and 1 blunder, and we both had a handful of inaccuracies. That says I played the end game with an exclamation point, 97%. Again, I think that's being fairly generous. Okay, I was exactly right. I blundered and gave it away. The bot played really well for a while, but then did not give it away to me, just gave it away to very close to a draw. Well, let's find out what my blunder was here, and I'm going to switch over to the analysis board. After the bot took that pawn, I had a very slight advantage. Oh, it just bumped up, so just over +1. And there was not even an only move. There were a couple of different moves. I could have brought the queen back to C2, which aims at the undefended rook, or I could have played rook to E6, which is in there. It says if I had played rook to e6, they would have dropped the knight back, and that's exactly what I would have expected them to do, because that not only attacks my rook here, but also protects the knight that I'm aiming at. And then I would bring the rook back to e3, it says. Okay, but then why would I have played it? Because I want them to get the knight out of the way of the rook? I don't know. Also, I don't know what queen to c2 does other than encourage them to move their rook, and it says that they would not move it back. They would bring the other one over to line their rooks up. So again, that looks like it just helps them. I don't know why I would have thought of that. But what I played was this. Okay, well, I was right then earlier in the game when I said I'm going to guess that was the move that gave it away from me. And I was wrong later when I said I didn't know where I messed up. I'd already forgotten about that. Yeah, that's the move that messed up. I completely miscalculated that. I don't know why I thought that they would take with the knight when the bishop was the piece that was in danger. Okay, well, that was clearly an oversight on my part. And then I was behind for a long time, really long time, because I'm still down -4 here and move 57. That was back on 24. So 30-something moves I was behind. And I played my best move. And here the bot is still very far ahead if it will just get its rook out of danger. Rook to e8 is fine. Rook to f8 is fine. I don't know why they wouldn't have put it on g8 to get behind this pawn. But those are all fine. But instead it went here. That takes us to very close to drawn. Of course, I need to take the pawn. Okay, that's the only move that doesn't lose for me. Nothing else really made sense at that point. That was the whole reason I brought my king over there, but I don't know how that brings us back to even, to be honest. Sorry, going back to here, because even if they had played what it says is their best move, I was going to take the pawn. That's what it shows as my next move no matter what. So let's say they had gone to e8, and I take this pawn, and it says their best move is king to d6. Why? What difference does that make? Why wouldn't they push their pawn? That's an only move for the bot. Back here, they didn't have an only move. They had at least two, maybe more moves that keep them way ahead, and it lists e8 and f8. What about g8? Why would that would have lost a bunch of their advantage, but they still would have been ahead, and I still would have taken this pawn. And again, king to d6 is an only move. Why? But I bet if we had got to this position, the bot would have found that, whereas no human opponent I've ever played would have found that. I don't think. At least, I don't know that I would. You know, okay, maybe it's to get in front of this pawn. Maybe that's what keeps them ahead, because I would want to get out of the way of my pawn, and b7 and b5 are about equal, but then they can check me, and I'm coming down here, I guess, and now they start pushing this pawn, and my best move is f2 or g1 with the bishop not to push my pawn. Just out of curiosity, why wouldn't I push my pawn? Because they can play king to c6. Oh, if I come down here, oh, that's mate in one. Oh, because, yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, so the reason that this gave up their advantage is still a little bit obscure to me, because I don't think that's a move that, I don't know, maybe a human would have played that, but I felt like a human would have come and gotten behind this pawn, at least a human at my level. I'm pretty sure that's what I would have played. And then somehow it's okay. If I'd gotten behind this pawn, I'm playing with the black pieces now, just pretending, and white had taken this pawn, I would have pushed here, but that would have taken us back to even. I don't know that I would have found king to d6. So, okay. It's because I had the correct color bishop. In case anyone is new to chess and wasn't wondering, if I'd had a light squared bishop, they might have been able to sneak it past. Although if I'd had a light squared bishop, I would have been here guarding, you know, the next square up the board there. But I can't win with the bishop, so I have to keep the bishop there to take out their pawn. All right. Well, I may have to play this one again. I don't have enough time to play the next one, but just to refresh my memory here, the next one is actually rated slightly lower, and then it goes back up to 1300 and then 1400. Normally when there's bots here, they're listed in order of rating from lowest to highest, but this one is a little out of order. Maybe they are listed, no, they're not listed by alphabetical order either, so not sure how they chose this. Okay, well, that's all the time that I have for today. Thank you for spending your time here, and I'll see you next time.